have curbside recycling, but our next guest wants it for everyone. Tourists can stay untouched by recycling one yearly subscription of your daily newspaper. And one of the thickest papers around is the Sunday edition of the New York Times. Well, 75,000 trees can be saved by recycling just one Sunday edition. Obviously, we could all do some recycling. Here to talk about the efforts in San Antonio is Ruthie Premack, founder of the Citizens for Curbside Recycling. Good morning, Ruthie.
Hi.
Hi. Now, I understand you've got a petition drive that you're getting going. Tell me about that.
Well, actually, it's a petition drive that's being sponsored by my organization, the San Antonio Coalition of Neighborhood Associations, and the League of Women Voters. And what we're doing is asking City Council to implement a voluntary, comprehensive curbside recycling pickup program that is citywide.
Okay, you're also asking that the private sector pick up some of the cost of this.
Indeed. The private sector is going to be asking the homeowner. We're going to be working with the city, and it'll depend on how the City Council and the staff decide to put together a request for proposal as to how cost will be addressed.
Okay, that's happening already right now in a small portion of the city. 7,500 homes are being serviced by the private sector. 7,500 homes are being serviced by the private sector, and the same number by the city as well, and you'd like to expand that number so that more people will recycle.
Yes, and as far as the cost goes with the private recycling, the collection of the private, the city made almost $250,000 on the private sector collection of the recycling.
The cost to the resident would only be very, very minimal.
Yes, it could be maybe $1 a home. I've heard 70 cents a home. I've heard $2.50. It's going to depend on how the request for proposal is written.
Per month?
Per month.
Right.
Per household.
Now, what about these problems we're hearing about in Austin and Houston, about them getting rid of their recycling program?
Okay, and that's up to us. If we're going to be recycling out the back door, we have to think about what we're buying before we bring it in the front door. We have to create a market for the resources that are going to be collected.
Right, very good. Okay, so petitions are going to be collected and given to City Hall by mid-April.
That's correct. And people can pick up petitions at businesses around town. You can go to gyms, you can go to the San Antonio Library, you can go to Nationwide Papers, you can go to Half Price Books, you can go to Ace Halloway Hardware. You can call us at the Premack Law Office at 366-2222. You can find out additional locations. PTAs, we're working with the education and the school systems. You can reach us almost any place.
Okay, Ruthie Premack, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it. And your efforts on recycling. Again, the petitions can be picked up at the Express News, just some of the places, Jim's Restaurants, Half Price Books, the League of Women Voters, just to name a few. Send them also, your petitions or requests, to Citizens for Curbside Recycling Pickup in care of the Premack Law Office on 7410 Blanco Road, San Antonio, Texas, 78216. And still to come, the